Hey everyone, Scott Reese here with the Plowzone Video Show on Hotel Music Videos on Roku TV, and we got a great guest today. We have Jeff Young with the Jeff Young Group, formerly of Megadeth. He's currently with the Jeff Young Group, and we also have Kayla Dixon with vocals. They are doing a local show here in Las Vegas, and we're going to be talking about that coming up on July 18th. Let's bring on Jeff Young and Kayla Dixon. Hey guys, welcome to the Plowzone Video Show on Roku Television. Jeff, we are going to talk about your show coming up on July 18th. Let's tell us a little about that show you're having on Vegas.
Jeff Young Group, live on Fremont Street, July 18th. We go on about 11:30. There's some great opening bands. Cowgirls from Hell. Right. Byron Namath. I'm looking at the flyer, make sure I got all of them. Paradise Vultures and At Odds.
Definitely.
Bam, and then Jeff Young Group. There we
go. And we have your vocalist Kayla Dixon here. Kayla, welcome to the Plowzone, and tell me how you and Jeff hooked up together to be doing this show.
Hi. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I think it was just one day Jeff reached out to me on Facebook or something and asked me to collaborate on a song with him that was going to be for a horror film that's going to be coming out here soon. And we did that, and then it just sort of, as it worked out, it seems like, we work pretty well together, and got invited to be on this show. So yeah, super excited.
Great. Now, when Jeff contacted you, now you guys work back and forth with a song, or how did you guys develop the song that you guys wrote?
Well, it was already written, just everything except for vocals, and I just slapped some vocals on there, and that's basically the end of the story.
And you have a new video coming out, correct?
Say again?
You have a new video coming out.
Yeah, my buddy Michael Sarna, who's a former stuntman turned music video and Hollywood motion picture director. He did a lot of the Megadeth live DVDs. He also was instrumental in Kings of Thrash getting signed with Cleopatra Records. So we've been buddies, and he's kind of taken me under his wing. And I got a phone call one day that he had a new horror movie that he's directing called Return to Fear. It's already up on IMDb. Is that what it's called? So you can check out the background on the movie. And he needed a song for the end credit roll. Once the movie ends, a song begins as the credits roll. He says, "You got anything like that?" And I thought of the heaviest song I had, like the scariest song that I had. I already had rhythm guitar and drums tracked with Carlos Cruz from Warbringer. And I knew Kayla through Craig from Forbidden, because we're buddies on Facebook. And I think I met her when I played Rock Bar up in San Jose. So I've been friends. And Kayla's former band, Dress the Dead, is your video called 1969?
Yeah, 1969. Yes.
That came on my radar a while back. I don't know when you guys released that, but her voice knocked me out. Anyone can find that video on YouTube. Dress the Dead 1969. And from there it was on. It was just a matter of time when I was going to reach out to her and beg her profusely to collaborate with me on a track. And this movie was that opportunity. So I wrote her blind on Facebook and introduced myself, and then I sent her the drums and rhythm guitar. There was no bass yet, which has since been performed brilliantly by none other than Mohini Day. She's somewhat of a internet sensation, music sensation, currently out on tour with Willow Smith as her bassist. And she put the bass on, and then I added leads and mixed it, and turned out pretty beautiful. And we shot the video, was that a couple of months ago, Kayla?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the story on the release. we did a green screen thing, and part of the shots had the green screen, and then part they pulled the curtain and it was black. So the idea when the green screen occurs is that they'll be putting us right into the movie.
Into the movie. That is cool.
Right.
And
so there was a scene where I don't want to give too much away, but the lead actress, they had her in a kind of purgatory, fiery setting, and the movie company didn't like that so well. They said, we want her in a black void, kind of like what's behind you if you took your Plowzone Video Show sign down. So they had to change that green screen stuff within the movie, which they already had that in our videos, so they're kind of re-editing, and we're looking cross fingers towards an August release for the video, and I think 3 months later for the flick.
And what is the name of the movie?
Return to Fear.
Return to Fear. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to it.
Leave a link.
Definitely leave a link. Okay, so Kayla, tell us a little about how you got started. We're in a band called Dress the Dead, and now you're currently in a band called Vintersea. Why don't you tell us a little about those bands?
Yeah. So, I mean, how I got started, if we're going all the way back to the beginning, I actually started in jazz. I was studying jazz vocals, kind of found my way into musical theater from there. And then at a certain point, I burnt out on that. I was, in school studying for musical theater, trying to get my Bachelor of Music, thinking that I was going to do the whole Broadway thing. And then I realized, actually my whole life I've loved rock and metal. So I was fed up. And I went on Craigslist. I'm like, I'm going to join a band. And I looked on Craigslist and I found my first band ever, which is actually a band from Ohio called Demons Within. And that was all like death metal, like screaming vocals, and really an interesting thing to go into as your first band. Definitely. I did that for a while. And then I moved to Portland and I joined a band called Witch Mountain, which is a doom metal band that's been around for like 21 years. And we got to tour with, we're still a band. And the past 10 years, we've gotten to tour with Danzig, and we opened for Rob Zombie, and we've gotten to tour with COC and St. Vitus, and just getting to meet and work with all of these iconic people has been a huge thing for me. Eventually, through Witch Mountain, I met Craig Cicero of Forbidden, and started Dress the Dead together with him. Well, we didn't really start it. I joined as a replacement. Originally, Peter Dolving of The Haunted was supposed to be the vocalist in that band. But what we created together over those 5 years, I feel, was really special. And now, as everybody I'm sure knows, Craig's back doing Forbidden. And so Dress the Dead is kind of on a semi-indefinite hiatus. And
Lucky
so I was
me.
looking... Yeah. And then I was sort of looking for something to fill my time, because Witch Mountain is sort of the kind of band where they've been around for so long that we just kind of take only the best offers that come through. We're kind of have that luxury of having that name behind us, and that we've been doing this for so long that we, only do what we want to do. And so I was looking for something to fill my time. And as it turns out, Vintersea was looking for a new singer. Vintersea is a band that I found out about in 2018, actually, back when I was in Dress the Dead, through a friend at the time. They were like, check out this band that's from Portland. Don't you live in Portland? Have you ever heard of them? I was like, no. I checked them out, and the first video that I saw for them was for their song called Befallen. And it's just this beautiful video, and all the videos are so epic. Carl, our bass player, does all of our videos, and he's a videographer, and he's worked with a lot of bands. And so we have that luxury of getting to create really cool videos, and it's different from what I've done before in the past. It's got kind of a black metal edge to it. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. That and Witch Mountain. So.
Witch Mountain, okay. All right. So, and now you and Jeff are working together, which I really like. And I like the song, heard the song, and really impressed with it. And so, and also you have in your band, you also have Fred Aching from Kings of Thrash. and he's full of boys. And you have Gabriel Connor on bass and vocals from Red Devil Vortex. I mean, that sounds like a lethal band you guys are going to be playing with on the 18th.
I want to digress because how coincidental is it that her first band was from Ohio and I'm from Dayton, Ohio?
Yeah.
Where was the band from? Do you know what city they're from? Cleveland?
Cleveland.
I grew up when I was young. I started out, I was born in Ann Arbor, then moved to Cleveland and grew up in Dayton, home of the Ohio Play, funk capital of the world.
Yeah. What a coincidence.
But I digress. So the band and the lineup, it's like, put me on the back burner for a minute. I got Kayla, whose voice is just incredible. Everyone that's heard her sing, whether it's something that I've played of her with another band, or of course our track, they're like, that's one of the best female singers I've ever heard in my lifetime, and she's that good. Sorry to make you blush here, hon. And then, of course, Fred, the Peruvian Hammer. And,
yes,
you know, we've toured a ton with Kings of Thrash, US twice, about to do it again. We've been to Australia twice, Europe for a month recently. And we just play together amazing. Fred grew up in Peru, and his father was a percussionist. He's a lot, I haven't told him this, but when I was hanging with Mohini the other day at the Willow Smith show when Coldplay, they played here in Vegas, I thought Fred's a lot like her. And it's kind of interesting because a rhythm session is the bass and the drum are really integrated. He's a lot like Mohini in his upbringing, where Mohini's father in India was a jazz fusion bassist, and he basically bred her to do that. And Fred's father in Peru was a drummer and percussionist. His favorite band is The Police, his father. And so Fred grew up from a tadpole all through his life around his father, going to his father's gigs, drum teching for his father. And of course, the rhythm is in his DNA. And I think he's one of the finest drummers out there today, you know, and he's still only in his early 30s and just a great pal of mine. We get along great on tour. And that leads us to Gabriel Connor, who I didn't meet at the Ultimate Jam at the Whiskey that happens bi-weekly, but we've played on the same bill. We've stood in a backstage probably 15 feet apart, but never were introduced. And coincidentally, he's Brazilian, and a lot of folks don't know I did a whole world music Brazilian project and lived in Brazil almost 5 years and toured the world with that. So when I found out that he was Brazilian and I could practice my Mpopo Portuguese with him, and Mohini was on tour. How he came into the fold, Mohini was on tour in India, who played on the track Mirror in the Sky that is for the Return to Fear horror flick. So I needed to cast a bass player in a hurry, and I'm talking about a horror film. And if you guys want to Google Gabriel right now, he kind of looks like a superhero, right? And just a really charismatic, awesome all-around musician. He came to America with $200 in his pocket, and what they've already accomplished is a band and Red Devil Vortex. Well, they're opening for Kings of Thrash on our whole U.S. tour. And I didn't know that when I approached him. This is a strange coincidence, just like you playing with the band in Dayton. I cast Gabriel in the video for his look, and I'd seen him play. I saw him, they did Megadeth Holy Wars at one of the Ultimate Jams, right? So I knew he was in the vibe, and he's a lead singer, and he's amazing. He'll be singing lead vocals on a track that night. I can't tell you, but he kills it. So what a success story coming from Brazil. His band Red Devil Vortex will be headlining the Whiskey in Los Angeles on the 6th of July. So any LA folks can check him out and get a sneak preview. And So once we did the video together, and he did amazing in the video, and of course Kayla was in it, and Dave Marino from Bruce Dickinson and Pella Mudd. He's out with Bruce right now. The video is just beautiful. We're all so excited to see it, and they had to do the re-edit, and we're like, no, we're done to see it. But you can see on Gabriel's YouTube, or it's pinned on my Facebook and Instagram, you can see behind the music making of the video that kind of shows a collage synopsis of the whole day, and it's really cool. Gabriel edited it. He did a really good job.
Morning, bitches. So we're here in Burbank, California today. As you can see, I brought my Stinger, doing a new music video for Jeff Young's new group. This song is gonna be in a brand new movie, horror movie, which is gonna be really cool, coming out soon. Jeff Young is such a legendary guitar player, and it's great to be part of this. Let's go see what it looks like.
I'm stoked, super grateful to all my amazing musicians, Gabriel, Dave, Kayla, the singer from Doom.
An awesome job. We did a video with Jeff Young.
We had a blast today, and high energy, and we brought it. So everybody's happy. Look for it. We love horror. I love horror. Hopefully you guys do too. You know, like it's coming out on Disney.
All right, Jeff, why don't you tell us about your show coming up on July 18th at Backstage Bar and Billiards in Las Vegas.
Good old BB&B in Las Vegas. It's on Fremont Street Experience. What's the address, my friend?
The address
Give
is
me the address.
601 East Fremont Street, right there. Right down there. Check it out. Check it out.
Check it out. People of Las Vegas, I implore you, if you see my hashtag there, hashtag the night Fremont gets heavy.
Ah, I like that.
In a fortuitous turn of events, and we all were pretty giddy when we found out what was happening on stage 3.
What is
from
that?
10 to 11. Local guitar slinger made good Dario from Black Label Society, Zach Wild's band. He's guitar 2. He also plays piano and sings. He's local boy, got the Black Label Society gig. He's premiering his new band, Dark Chapel, on
Dark
stage
Chapel.
3, literally right outside the front door of Backstage Bar and Billiards from 10 to 11. A DJ, it couldn't be any better because a DJ starts at 11. No one's going to want to stay for that. Just take a few steps right down the way, Backstage Bar and Billiards. Jeff Young Group hits the stage 11:30. It couldn't have worked out any more perfect for all you Black Sabbath, Ozzy, Zach, Randy Rhoads, Black Label Society fans.
That's right. You have on bass, you have Gabriel Connor, you have Kayla Dixon on vocals, and you had Fred Aching on drums. And this is going to be the first time that you four are going to be playing together. And I think this is a very powerful quartet you have there.
It's super powerful. Put me on the back burner for a minute and just come to see the other 3. Kayla is just phenomenal. The vocals, I can't wait for everyone to hear the song she's already tracked in the video that we're about to release. And just as we were having technical difficulties, I can tell you that the director, Michael Sarna, texted me, and I'll just read you his text. He said, and I quote, "I love," and he put a black heart, "the cut of the video. So good." And I said, "What video?" Because we share a lot of stuff. He said, "Yours, so much energy, crazy. Are we getting close on the edit?" And he says, "Yep, getting there."
Getting there. Nice, nice.
So Kayla and I have one song already recorded, mastered, and video completed, just being edited. But the great news is we liked working together so much, I've sent her 2 more songs she's working on those now, and I can't wait to hear what she does with those. But you're correct, sir. This will be our first outing as Jeff Young Group. And what you can expect, we'll be doing a few originals. Of course, we're going to premiere the new song, the new video, Mirror in the Sky, and some instrumentals from my new album. And then Kayla will join us for some covers and remakes, mostly from the 70s. That's the era when the best music was being created and recorded. So I'm looking at the set list on my music stand, and I see mostly some of your favorite tracks from your favorite bands of the 70s, some 80s stuff. Might even play a couple things from a band I was once in.
What band was that?
Some many moons ago. And I see one song that made it from the 90s that's in the set list. But it's a good one. Kayla's going to crush that one. That was like there's two selfish songs in this set. And I'm sad Kayla's not on the line to hear me, but she'll hear the interview, hear me brag about her. But I've always wanted to do, for sure, this one song from the 70s from one of my favorite albums. And I think it's everyone's favorite album by this band. I've heard everyone from Slash on down the line quote this particular album as a track by this band, and this happens to be the heaviest song in this band's career. And I've always wanted to do it, but the vocals are so challenging, I could never find a singer that could pull it off, especially live, until now.
Definitely.
So I'm finally going to get my wish to do this song from a great American band. And then the song from the 90s was a song that I was planning to sing live. And just for selfish reasons, because she's there on stage, I want to hear her sing it. So we got a great set list planned out for you guys. And it's danceable. It's heavy. It's got every song is a hit. Every song you'll know. And except our originals, but hopefully you'll grow to know and love them. And you'll be walking out the club and singing some strains from one of our tunes as well.
There you go. Now you're playing how many songs off your Revolution album? 4. Okay. 4.
One
nice.
vocal and 3 instrumentals, and the rest will be covers, and the set will be like, 80 minutes.
Nice. All right.
We got some great bands opening, and and that's the thing. People get to pick and choose. Are you going to watch a little bit of Dark Chapel on stage 3? Or you want to catch the all-female Pantera tribute, Cowgirls from Hell, right? Byron Nemeth, very cool group as well. He teaches guitar at Guitar Center here in Vegas. He just did a cover of the Beatles' I Am the Walrus instrumental. And his band's really cool. Cool rockin' band. And Paradise Vultures and At Odds opening the show. So there's a ton of music. And for those who haven't been, maybe some tourists, we got a lot of people flying in. I want to mention and give a shout out to all the people flying in. First and foremost, Plowzone Radio Show will be in the house from the Bay Area. We got people coming in from Sacramento, Los Angeles, Utah, Arizona. Pretty stoked. And I want to mention we have a special guest guitarist getting up to join us on a few songs.
Oh, really?
You'll have to come out and see, and maybe a couple other special guests.
Now tell us about, you've got a special gift box that you're going to be doing. Why don't you tell me about that?
Oh, I'm glad you reminded me. I don't want to forget the mystery box giveaway.
Mystery box. The Jeff Young mystery box.
I don't have the box here, but you can see it. There's an event on Facebook. Just go RSVP. Check out the page. We're giving clues about the covers we're doing. We got a whole little vibe going on that event page. It's actually pretty cool, and you usually don't get a lot of traction on those event pages, but we got a little crew in there. And you'll see the mystery box. We're going to be giving away every ticket holder. Every person that enters the door is going to get a raffle ticket in exchange for their when they give their ticket, they're going to get a raffle ticket, and we're giving away a mystery gift box of a plethora of gifts. The promoter keeps sending me texts of pictures of different items and goodies that different businesses and shops around Vegas are contributing. All the bands from the evening are contributing some of their merch. As a matter of fact, I'll give away one item that is definitely in the mystery box. This won't be a mystery.
This is not the mystery part.
Kings of Thrash Live at the Whiskey a Go-Go vinyl. It's a double vinyl. Look how beautiful. Designed by our drummer, Fred Aiken.
Cool.
He's now done about 300 or more covers for Cleopatra Records. But check out the vinyl, if you dare.
Nice.
Gold melted wax, people. Come on now. This
That is
exact
very cool.
album is going in the mystery box. There. You're getting a great night of rock and roll and cool people to hang out. We're giving away the mystery box, and you might win a little prize worth over $500. I might be underestimating because so many people are donating that it may even be worth a few buckets more than that.
Yeah, you get people to put in some stuff, put in the mystery box, and Plowzone Radio Show's got to think about that. Maybe there might be something in there too. Maybe.
Aren't you wearing a T-shirt right now?
That's right.
I see that
Hotel
Plowzone
music
t-shirt.
video. Yeah, this is the Roku station that we're on. Hotel music videos on Roku television. You want to check out these interviews that we do. We're going to be doing this one with Jeff Young, and we're going to be doing some live stuff at the show on the 18th of July at Backstage Bar and Billiards, 601 East Fremont Street, Las Vegas, Nevada. Be there.
Be square.
You bet.
Don't be a loser in Las Vegas. Be a winner.
Always be a winner. Tell us about what are you doing with Kings of Thrash 2025?
I'll be picking and I'll be grinning, my man. We got SoCal dates in September. We got Florida dates in October, and we're going all the way up from Florida all the way up to Delaware.
Nice.
So come
now
out
you guys
see
are
Kings of Thrash. Just check out kingsofthrash.com for the exact dates and venues. Tickets are on sale, I think, for all the shows already.
And you go to kingsofthrash.com and get your tickets and show your support for Kings of Thrash. And you got a little album. Why don't you show the album that you have for Kings of Thrash live at the Whiskey, correct? It's not the Whiskey. There it is.
Kings of Thrash, Best of the West, live at the Whiskey a Go-Go. Once again, it's a double vinyl. This will be in the mystery box giveaway at our show July 18th in Vegas for Jeff Young Group. Giving this beat away. And again, marvel at the
beautiful vinyl.
It looks like melted wax, if you can get the vibe of that.
That's very cool. I like the fact that vinyl's coming back.
But you can also stream that. It's on most streaming services. The Best of the West Whiskey you can get on YouTube or buy the DVD. Cleopatra Records, my friends.
All right. Looking forward to the Kings of Thrash coming to a city near you. Be there. Plowzone.
Or be square.
Square. So, Kayla, tell us a little about some of the songs that you're going to be singing with Jeff Young. I spoke with Jeff, and he said that he couldn't play those songs live until he had your vocals behind it. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. There are so many songs that I am learning for this song. I mean, you think you know a song, and then you realize you don't really know it.
You don't know it. Yeah. Okay, so you guys have the show coming up on July 18th. Are you guys getting together as a group, or are you guys doing it through the internet?
We may be getting together as a group before then for like one rehearsal. But we're basically all just, for the most part, doing our work, separately, and gonna just be pros about it and come together and make it happen. We might get a rehearsal in, though. We'll see.
Might get a rehearsal in a little before the show. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us now. You said you were a jazz vocalist before. No, what was it?
Yeah, I started in
jazz
very young. So
now, what was the band that you said, I want to get into metal? What was the band that turned you into a metalhead?
Yeah. Gosh, that's a hard question to answer because it's super, it's not something that I would say these days, but, to be honest, my sisters were big into metal. And, I remember my sister Shannon, like the biggest thing that she was into at the time was Marilyn Manson. And that was sort of my, I don't know, my introduction to metal was through that shock rock path. And I think it comes through in my performance. I try to, I don't know if I try, I think I can't really help it. I do have that extreme sort of performance that's just what's natural for me. Yeah. And then from there, like I obviously got into just all the basic, bands that every person my age was into, like Linkin Park and, like Slipknot and all that. And then I found Meshuggah one day and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But yeah, it's interesting. Like my first band that I feel like I really made any progress in was with Witch Mountain. And that band is doom metal. And so I wasn't, like, aside from obviously Black Sabbath and all that, like I wasn't really big into doom metal at all. And so that was sort of getting to go into a whole other world for me. And the music is so slow and there's so much room to perform the songs, you're not just singing. If you don't fill that space in that time, it's very awkward for the audience and for the individual, I can imagine. And so obviously, naturally, what comes from that is you're wanting to give a full performance and there's just so much time. And if you're not feeling it, then you're not going to know what to do up there. And so I had to really lean on my acting experience in Witch Mountain, and still to this day I do. And so that's sort of that, combined with the Marilyn Manson influence in the beginning, has kind of led to me sort of having that kind of performance style.
Now, you have to feel very powerful, in fronting a metal band or a metal group. I mean, it's got to be a very empowering thing for you. I mean, how do you see it that way, or how do you prepare yourself to get on stage and do your job up there?
Yeah, I think, I try to get like a meditation in. Actually, I'll try to like just sit and meditate for maybe If I can get 20 minutes, that's great. Normally it's close to 10. But I don't, and I try not to think about it too much, because I think that when you're overthinking your performance, it comes through as stale, and doesn't really do anything for anybody. So most importantly, when you're in a project where you really believe in the songs, and you really do have something to say, and there is that edge of like angst of, for lack of a better word, of like, I have a message, I have something to say, and I am upset about it. When that all comes through, naturally is the time when you're most inspiring to an audience, I believe, when you actually believe in what you're singing, obviously. And so I like to take a moment to tap back into that. And I sort of try to remember before each show, the reason that I got into all this in the first place. And that sort of really helps motivate me to give a great performance every night, because I'm remembering why I'm doing this to begin with. So that's sort of what I meditate on before I go on stage.
And okay, so what is the reason you're doing it?
Yeah, it's to deliver a level of authenticity that I didn't think I was seeing at the time, and to actually connect with people. I know that's what everybody says, but I feel like it's still rare to this day that you actually see that happening. You see a lot of people performing, and I wanted to be one of the people who was connecting with people. And I think that, the pacing of the songs in Witch Mountain allows for that. There's so much time and space to fill with, where you can have moments where you're really connecting with the audience, where you're actually looking at people. That's super important, where you're, singling people out and sort of finding people who maybe this person needs to hear this line. Maybe, the person over there needs to hear this next thing I'm about to say, and trying to feel that out too. And finding, who's singing along, who's resonating, and feeding more into that, instead of just being up there and going through the motions. And I felt like my background in acting, because any good actor knows that acting isn't acting at all. It's, you're just re-demonstrating a feeling that's genuine and authentic. And so I do that on stage too, when I'm singing in the bands. And I felt like with my background and all my practice in that, I could bring something I don't want to say unique, because that's such a overused word, but that I could perform in a way where it was easier to translate the feelings and the emotions and the thoughts that were coming through for me. Where sometimes I feel like there's that barrier of actually being able to connect and being able to define what actually does that for people. You can feel inspired, but is it translating? And I felt like I had the tools at my disposal to be able to bridge that gap. So
now, when you write lyrics, now the lyrics you sing on your band, you are writing the lyrics for, so they're gonna make you feel. I mean, you believe the words you're singing. I think that's very important when you're trying to portray a song to an audience. And
yeah.
When you're writing your songs, where are you at when you're writing? Is it a first person, second person, third person writing?
I think first person is always going to be most effective if you're trying to get through to people and help people change their lives, or have the inspiration to finally do that thing that they're supposed to do in their life, or follow their dreams, or whatever the thing is that you're trying to do. If you're trying to inspire people, I think that first person is always going to be most effective with that. You can sort of talk about, in a sort of removed sense, about how you're upset about what's going on in the world, or you can tell a story from a third person perspective, and that's valid. But I find that when you're talking about me, this is what happened to me and this is how I feel, it's always going to be most effective because it's always going to be coming from you. And a lot of people, I think, maybe, I don't know if hide is a good word, but it might be in this sense. I feel like a lot of people hide behind, being removed, like taking themselves out of the story and then trying
looking down at a story, or being an observer and not being in the person.
Yeah. And so, one of the best pieces of advice that I ever got was from Rob Flynn, who produced Dress the Dead, Rob Flynn of Machine Head. He told me, he's like, your lyrics none of them are about you. And if you want to get through to people, you're going to have to talk about yourself, which was hard for me because I thought, well, isn't that me just being in my ego? Every story is about me. But there's a way to sort of tell these larger stories and have commentary on these larger things that are happening in the world without removing yourself from the story. And in that way, you connect with people more, I think. And so, as soon as he told me that, I was like, wow, okay, so people are noticing and I have to change. I have to start being even more vulnerable, because vulnerability isn't just going up on stage and displaying how you feel for the world to see. Like, I was kind of hiding behind the performance, and then the lyrics were suffering too, which is a strange thing that was happening to me. Like, I was giving my all in the performance and I was acting crazy on stage and I was truly feeling these emotions, but at the same time, the lyrics were impersonal. And so I had to really work on that, and he helped me a lot with that.
Yeah, the lyrics to the song, I mean, the music to the song gets you there, but I think the lyrics explain everything. And when the lyrics come from your heart, they come from your soul, come from experience, I think those are always the best songs.
I agree.
Last take. Just kidding.
God, you wish it was last take. Yeah, we're just warming up.
Excellent.
All right, roll it.
Camera is rolling.
OLA, take 2. Playback.
Really looking forward to seeing you guys at Backstage Bar and Billiards in Las Vegas on Fremont Street. And you guys, I think this band that Jeff Young and with you, Gabriel Connor and Fred Aching is going to kick some ass. And I'm really looking forward to it. And thank you for coming on the Plowzone Video Show on Roku Television on Otel Music Videos. Thank you so much, Kayla.
Thank you.
You have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Oh,